OCO to everyone. Malachi Azan Ketchata here today after July the 4th. I didn't go too far this year. I was out of town within the state of Ohio. I had to get away from my neighborhood because they're too loud. Firecrackers, barbecue, and I don't celebrate July the 4th because of reasons that you saw on my previous video. This is where I'm at. Come check this park out. It's called the Rocky River Reservation. It's a huge, huge park. I'm not even at a third of it. This is the park that I like to park at. See my car right here. I will sit out there in the field, but it's hot. And you got a walking trail. You can't see it from here. Let me stand up and show you. Walking trail back over there. Back where the bikers, that's a walking trail. Just behind me here, the woods. It's just pretty nice. I'm just staying right here by the shade. So you got the trees. But yeah, I just came over here just to give a little thing. This is what I got on today. Y'all know I like red, one of my favorite colors. Got the shoes, yeah, buddy. Oh, Malachi showing some legs. Yeah, you got to. Got to it. Okay. But anyway, July the 4th. July the 4th, 1776. This wasn't here, July the 4th, 1776. You weren't here July the 4th, 1776, and I was not either. But there were a group of us here in 1776. The Native Americans were here in 1776. African slaves were here. Caucasians were here in 1776. But that year, and the year previous, all the years previous, and even the years after, and sometime today, we still have issues. 1776, July the 4th. It was a freedom for the Caucasian people. They were the ones who were free from Britain. They wanted to have their own, the 13 colonies here, which were the 13 states, wanted to have their own independence from Britain and the Queen. They wanted to do their own rules, their own way of living, their own thinking, and so on and so forth. And thus, they wanted to continue slavery. Okay? They didn't want to have to get everything okayed all the time by the Queen of England at the time. So they fought a long battle, and some Native Americans fought. Some African slaves were forced to fight, and some Native Americans willingly fought, and some of them were forced to fight too. But all in all, the United States, what we now know as 13 colonies, they had won the battle. And they want everybody to celebrate July the 4th, 1776. Well, I can't celebrate it because at that time, my people was not free. And if you were free, you weren't treated well. You still had segregation. You still couldn't work at certain places, okay? And if you were free, they still treated you like a slave. And some people got fooled thinking that, oh, well, if you fight in this war, I will set you free. If you fight in this war, I'll do this, I'll do that. And some of them fought and went back to slavery because they got fooled. They were tricked. They ripped up their paperwork. Some Native Americans got fooled. Oh, if y'all fight against us for the, against the British, we will give y'all this land and that. And a lot of Native Americans got fooled, and a lot of them got killed, and then they get nothing. Okay? But some natives fought for the British side, and some African slaves fought for the British side too. They recruited some too. But either way, either side it went, everybody got bamboozled. So in 1776, I wouldn't have been free probably. And if I was free, I wouldn't have had zero rights like the white people. Okay, so in 1776, if I was here and I was Native American, I still probably wouldn't have the same rights as everybody else did too, or getting as far as land wise. We were still being slaughtered by the millions. Our lands was being taken in 1776, and it bothers me because a lot of Native Americans uh, get upset with me when I ask them why y'all having powwows on July the 4th. I know it's a moneymaker, a big moneymaker, probably the most moneymaker of the year. But why? Is the money more important? Oh, Malachi, we just acting, a lot of the Caucasian people come in and, they buy our items and we treat them good and so on and so forth. It's mostly just an act. Really? Some of y'all, the way y'all be dancing for July the 4th and around the flag, I think you mean it. Because a lot of Native Americans are mixed. A lot of them are mixed with white and Native American and African too, like me. But it's kind of hard for most Native Americans to say, well, white people are all bad because their father was white or their mother was white and they treated them good. Of course they're gonna treat you good. They had you. Of course they're gonna treat you like their own if they birthed you. So they like between a rock and a hard place on that note. But if you just look at the gist of the holiday, it's a genocidal holiday. It was nothing for us to celebrate. July the 4th, 1776. It wasn't. It bothers me to see people who are African and Native American spend money on barbecue and you name it, pops and firecrackers and all this other stuff for the white people's holiday. Martin Luther King Day come, I don't smell no barbecue. I don't care if it is the middle of winter. I don't smell no barbecue. Nobody don't want to take off for work. They're scared. I always take off for Martin Luther King Day. Whether I got a vacation day or not, I tell my boss, I'm not coming in that day. And if y'all want to fire me over it, knock yourself out. You have a good case too. Oh yeah. And I will, I should say, I will have a good case. So, yeah, buddy. But you don't see that. You don't see people, Native Americans really celebrating Native American Heritage Month. I worked with a Native American lady, and she didn't even know we had a month. I say it's the month of November officially. And Native Heritage Day is Columbus Day, October 12th, but we have other days too. Okay. So it just bothers me. Everybody's so concerned about holidays they shouldn't be concerned about that don't mean nothing to us. The American flag, ladies and gentlemen, the American flag is a genocidal flag. The American flag is more genocidal than the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag, at least I know where you stand. When I see a Confederate flag or somebody got it on their car or on their house, I know how to approach you or not to approach you. But if I see an American flag on your house, it's iffy. I don't know how to approach you because I don't know if you pro-America or you anti-native, anti-black, hiding behind the Confederate flag. So the American flag is a tricky flag. But the Confederate flag, at least I know who you are and where you probably stand. So that's a big difference. And more genocidal acts was done with the American flag than with the Confederate flag. So people say, well, they need to take down all the Confederate flags. So what? They go still have whatever belief system that they have in them. Whether you take all the flags down or not, it's not gonna go away. Who they are is who they are. So I ain't got no problem with the Confederate flag necessarily. The American flag, I do. Because that American flag, my Native American people were slaughtered as the cavalry and troops of the United States stormed in on our reservations, on our campsites, and killed us by the millions. Some of was dead while we were sleeping. They ignored our treaties, and you just name it. It was just terrible. All done while carrying the United States flag. They stormed in. And you want us to pledge allegiance to this flag. You want us to cry out the national anthem. You want us to respect the same flag minus a few stars that you killed us, our people with, marching in on. Terrible, terrible. No Native American should be that damn patriotic. No Native American should be that patriotic. And that's why I really don't like going to powwows too much, because they got the American flag on the flagpole holder in the middle of the dance floor and people parading around it, and it's just ridiculous. When is y'all going to wake up? When is my Native American family going to wake the hell up? And some of you African Americans and Africans ain't is no better. Okay? My goodness. I'm about to make a little joke, but I don't care. I saw, what was that? Yeah, yesterday. Dark guy, dark skinned guy, beautiful skin. You could see him a mile away because he had a red, white, and blue. A red, white, and blue outfit. USA. Black guy, very dark. Saw him a mile away. Terrible, man, terrible. Not only did he look ridiculous, but he looked more ridiculous wearing it because, dude, that is not your flag, okay? They want it to be your flag when it's convenient for them. If they want you to do something, if they want you to be in the Army or the Navy or one of the armed forces, they want you to be patriotic, and they'll be patriotic towards you. But other than that, they could give a 2 cents about you, okay? So don't be bamboozled. Don't be bamboozled. And another thing about the United States flag, the same flag was waving over the top of our heads when the African slaves were being sold on the selling block. They had the flag waving above our head, folk. When the slave ships used to go back and forth to Ivory Coast to pick up the African slaves and bring them over, yeah, buddy, the American flag was there. Not the Confederate, but the American flag. So the American flag is really the flag that needs to be banned everywhere, not necessarily the Confederate flag. There's more genocide done with the American flag. And I'd be damned if I pledge allegiance to the flag. I'd be damned if I put my hand over my heart. If I got to go to jail for it, I will. Funny thing happened to me last year. Tell you how much I don't care about the American flag or the anthem. I went to Toledo last year. I go there quite often though, but last year I went to a Toledo Mud Hens baseball game. And I wanted to go in after the national anthem, but I got there a little early and I thought they did it already. And so as I was entering the gate, they said, "Let us all rise for the national anthem." And they stopped movement everywhere. I was shocked. I was the only one walking still. Me and probably 2 or 3 other people. I mean, everybody was black, white, you name it, stopped. You could hear a pin drop. Pretty big stadium, hold about 10,000 people. You could hear a pin drop. Only person you heard singing was the people down there on the field singing the anthem. I mean, I didn't see nobody moving. I was the only one really moving. And then it dawned on me that I was the only one walking, and nobody didn't tell me to stop either. So out of respect, I walked a little bit farther in, and then I just stopped. And I just turned around and looked, my hands to my side. But it's amazing how people really care about this thing called the anthem, the flag. But they don't know the history of the anthem and the flag. Francis Scott Key wrote the national anthem, the one that they called the national anthem. There's a few other songs that was considered to be the national anthem, but they chose this one to be the official anthem. Francis Scott Key was a slave trader, folks. He was a slave trader, okay? And he wrote the national anthem, the one that they chose to be the national anthem. So he was no good either. Those people at Rock on Mount Rushmore, those folks ain't no good either, okay? Quit being so patriotic when the country is not patriotic for you. Let me repeat that. Quit being patriotic when the country is not patriotic towards you, towards your ethnicity, towards Native Americans, towards Africans. I'm tired of saying African Americans, towards Africans, okay? Don't be that darn patriotic, okay? It's not worth it. All you're gonna do is get hurt in the end, bamboozled in the end like we always do, okay? They're gonna give you a little bit to get by. They're gonna make a little progress to keep your mouth shut. Oh yeah, we give them a little bit. Just give them a little bit. Just give them a little bit of this, give them a little bit of land, give them a little bit more money, give them a little bit more job and educational opportunities, put a few more people in executive offices, put a few more people on the board of this and board of that, keep their mouths shut. That's all. And then when they start hollering more, we just give them a little bit more. We ain't gonna give it to them all at once. Yeah, we want equality. We want equality as white folks. We want equality, but we can't have them get too much above us because we need to still be in charge. We still got to run this country. If the blacks and the natives take over, it would be doomed. No, if the blacks and the natives took over, it would be back pure. Can you believe that before they came here, before the Caucasians came to this land known as America, or just North America, period? Oh my goodness, it was pure in the 1500s on back. It was pure. You probably could drink from the lakes, the rivers, the streams without being sick. Just drink the pure water from it. There was no toxins in the air, no chemicals. This here was all farmland mostly, animals roaming, green grass, trees, you name it, folks. It was pure before they got here. When they got here, they contaminated. I told people, I said the whole United States and these other countries, England, you name it, it's all built on stilts. They got so many tunnels under the ground. One day it just gonna all fall in. They got tunnels on here, they got water tunnels, they got secret passageways all over these countries, and everything just gonna cave in. Ain't gonna take no earthquake, it just gonna cave in because you got too many tunnels under there, folks. It's ridiculous. It is just really, really, really ridiculous. Oh my goodness. And so we just need to get back, we just need to get back to the basics. Just get back to the basics of who and whose we are. That's all. Let's get back to the basics of whose and whose we are. So they came here and just destroyed the land. But who we are and whose we are, that's two different things. Who you are is your ethnicity. Whose you are is who you belong to. We call them in Native American country the Great Spirit. Who knows a he, she, they, or whatever. We ain't saying there's nothing spooky, but we haven't seen the person or the thing face to face that created us, but we know that it's human, okay? So we don't know if it's a female or male. A lot of people say, oh, it's a male. The Bible says it's a he. The Quran says it's a he because it's machonism. In Africa, we didn't have that kind of mentality. The women was just as equal as the men. When the Caucasians came over, they changed our mindset. Say, oh no, the man is the head of everything. You see what I'm saying? If that was the case, we want to have queens in Africa in the past hundreds of thousands of years, well, thousands of years ago, and we do today. So that's not our natural nature mentality of machoship or manship. Women were just as equal as us in Africa and in the Native American community as well. We just got to get back to who and whose we are. That's all. Just get back to whose and whose we are. Go back to your own religious belief systems. Put the Bible down because it's not real, folks. Video you can look at, Dr. Ray Hagins, he on YouTube. Dr. Ray Hagins, The Council That Created Jesus. Dr. Ray Hagins, The Council That Created Jesus. Check that video out. I think I got it here on my Facebook page. I researched this guy and I couldn't prove him wrong. I researched everything he said in that video. And origins, African origins of the Bible is another video he got on here. African origins of the Bible is on my Facebook page too. I researched that, couldn't prove him wrong. This is a bad brother. And he used to be a preacher. He used to be a Christian preacher, Pentecostal preacher for I think like 20 years. And he converted back to African mythology. He ain't preaching Horus or nothing, no, because Horus didn't exist either. But he just having people go back to what we believed before the Caucasians came over. So, yeah, check it out, that Jesus never existed and there would be no rapture, which I think a lot of Christians kind of get into that now. They don't think Jesus is coming back now because people thought in the 90s he was coming. People thought in the early 2000s. People thought in the 60s, the 70s, because all the stuff that was going on then, he was coming back, warning people, and nothing happened. So, dad, when Jesus says he's coming back quickly, 2,000 years later is not quick. But you have to remember, you have to read the Bible during that time period. How quickly was it quickly for them? That's like me saying, oh, I'll be home real quick. I write it down. I'll be home real quick. 100 years later, somebody picked my letter up. Malachi said he'll be home real quick. Was he talking about for you who reading it now? Or was he talking about at the time he wrote it? Malachi was talking about at the time he wrote it. You see what I'm saying? So you got to read the Bible in the context of that period when it was written, not today's standards, because it's totally different, okay? Like if I said, this generation shall not pass until he come back. If I write that right now, this generation shall not pass till Jesus come back. 50 years later, that generation, I done wrote it 50 years earlier, done passed already. So somebody reading what I just wrote 50 years later, I'm not talking about that generation. I'm talking about the one that I wrote 50 years ago when I wrote it. You see what I'm saying? So you got to read the Bible in the contents of that time period. Everything in the Bible has past tense. It done happen, or if it didn't happen, it ain't gonna happen, okay? So Dr. Ray Hagins did a good video explaining all this stuff, the origins of the African origins of the Bible by Dr. Ray Hagins and the council that created Jesus in 325 AD. Tell you how Jesus got created. And people say, well, Jesus came out of Africa. They had to place him in Africa, okay, to appeal to us before they was going to take over Africa. They knew what they was doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. And they had to put him in Africa because they knew that the first male and female were in Africa origin. So they didn't have no choice but to do it, okay? They didn't have no choice. So we just got to wise up as Native Americans. Native Americans go back to being who we call the Great Spirit. We were better off. Before Christianity came over here and took us over, Native Americans, we were good. We weren't getting that sick no more. We weren't on drugs and alcohol. We didn't do no drugs and stuff back in the day. Before the whites came over here in 1492 with Columbus, we didn't do that kind of stuff. We didn't commit suicide. Come on now. We had tribal rivalries against each other for land, but it was a fair fight. Y'all had the same weapons we had. But we didn't do all this stuff. So we need to get back to just getting out of Christianity, period, and just going back to the Great Spirit, which is a God who we believe in, who created us, okay? Go back to that and we'll be better off. Just go back to what you were. And Africans, we need to go back to what we do. God, same thing as Native Americans, just believe in a true and a living God. Whether we call him Allah, whether it's a he God or she God, whatever. Just believing in a God and you'll be better off. We were better off. Christianity ruined us. They ruined the Shaka Zulu people and ruined him and messed up the tribe. All because of a white Christianity made up religion for control. And many of y'all still being controlled today and haven't did you no good. Still in poverty, still in debt, still want to commit suicide, but you're supposed to be on the up now, but still haven't really, paying off like you really wanted it to. So what can I say? Is it working or is it not? Or just something just to keep you going from day to day? I don't need nothing to keep me going from day to day. I need something more concrete. I don't need to shout on Sunday and then be back miserable when you get back home and the rest of the week feeling the same way you did all weekend back again. No. So folks, about to end this video in a minute, but July 4th is not our holiday. July the 4th is not our holiday. Tell you what else is not our holiday. Memorial Day is not our holiday either. Thanksgiving, sure enough, is not our holiday. Y'all know what happened on Thanksgiving, but y'all still want to eat at the table, and y'all want to say, oh, we want to give thanks to God and thanks to the Lord, who the Lord never existed, and all this other kind of stuff. Come on, people. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. I love you, as always. Yatahe Osio. And please, next year, you know what? I thought they would have boycotted. A lot of blacks, I thought they would have boycotted this year of July the 4th. I keep forgetting what holiday it is. I don't celebrate it. I really did. I thought it was going to be silence in the neighborhood. I'm going to go smell the barbecue because of Black Lives Matter movement going on and all these police killings going on, coronavirus, but people still out here doing it. Well, Monica, it's like the only time we got the barbecue. You got all summer. Take a damn day off and barbecue. But it don't have to be on July 4th. Take a day off and barbecue. Okay? It ain't got to be this damn day. Take a day and do it. Pick a day. Call off if you're working. Okay? But nobody boycotted it, really. Some of them had to because a lot of cities and states said they weren't doing no fireworks. A lot of parks were closed too. So some people really did have to just literally boycott it, said no way. But in a nutshell, do your research on these holidays before you celebrate them. Know what you're celebrating and how the holiday was formed before you get to spending money on unnecessary things. So do your research on every holiday you celebrate. Even if you think it's a legit holiday, do your research on it. Do your research on it and think before you celebrate. Think before you celebrate. Okay, is it worth you spending your money? It's sad that I had to leave my neighborhood like I had to do last year because it was too loud, too many firecrackers, too much barbecue, and I don't like it. I see people struggling and they spending money unnecessarily on a holiday that's not for them to celebrate, a flag for them not to celebrate. People say, oh, I don't disrespect the flag when I take a knee. I do. I don't respect the flag. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I don't respect the flag. I don't respect the flag of the United States. A lot of the athletes don't either, but they just can't say that because they'll get fired. I don't respect the flag of the United States. And if my job find out or whoever else don't like it, I don't give a care. Do what you got to do. I don't respect the flag of the United States because that flag don't respect me or my ancestors. So there you have it. I really don't give a cheesecake about it. All right. Wow. Yeah, buddy. So in a nutshell, that's all I got to say. I love you. Yatahe, Osio. Stay safe. Wear a mask. I got my mask in the car. Couple of masks in the car. So social distance yourself. And please wise up. Stay native. Stay African. Stay native. Stay African. Okay? I love you as always. Peace. Malachi Zana Ketchata.